Hello, everybody. How you doing? Playwall Brick's very first live workshop. Today, we are going to be building some catapults. So listen, while I'm building this, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I will do my best to answer them for you. We're going to be building 3 different types of catapults. So this one has a pin on it, right? This one, and that's called a torsion arm catapult. This one is a tension arm catapult. Bah. All right, and then this big beauty. This is called a trebuchet. Okay, we're going to try to get through all these. First of all, I'm going to go and move you around. I'm going to tear them down and then rebuild them so that you can see exactly what I did. Now, don't bother trying to replicate what I did. Much better would be if you try to take what I show you and come up with your own design, and then you can share it on our Facebook page, and then everybody can see what you learned and what kind of creation you've come up with, and that would be awesome. All right, so I'm going to move you now. Sorry for the bumpy ride. Try to get you to see the table, maybe. Maybe I'll move you a little bit more here, so I can see what you are seeing. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, that's bumpy. Okay. Now we'll turn you around. Okay, get that out of your way. Get your computer out of your way. Now we got a nice, clean workspace. Lift you up a little bit. And there we go. Okay. So, tear down process really quick. I'm just going to tear it apart in pieces, not into just individual pieces, but just chunks. Okay. Whoa, you see that go crazy? All right. Take our wheels off. Okay, so what we started with? Was just a plate. Okay. We added these. The reason I chose slopes is because they still have a lot of, hear that pop? Okay, that's called clutch power. So there's still a lot of clutch power onto the base. Now we'll get those in. What did I do next? Oh, I don't remember. Let's see. Let's pull this out. And we'll pull this out. So these bars are just holding this elastic, and you can see they're holding it really tight because there's a lot of pressure built up. Because when I took this elastic, it might have seen better days. I think we might have to try to find a different elastic because this one is gone. Okay. So then we took another piece like this, another long slope. And we have this 4x1 Technic brick. Take the pin out. And the reason I used the Technic brick is because we're going to put our elastic through that hole right there. And that elastic is going to be the only thing that's going to be holding our tension arm. See if we can get the camera to focus in on that. Camera doesn't want to focus. Try that again. Okay, anyway. So the elastic's going to be the only thing holding this in the air. So we're going to have one of these on either side, an elastic fed through the middle, and then just by sheer tension, it's going to hold this. So we're going to put that there. We're going to do the same on the other side. I'll tell you why these pins were there in a minute. They're not there to hold the bar. We already know that. Okay, so now we have our base for our catapult. Now I'm going to go see if I can find another elastic real quick. One second. All right, here we go. So we got a fresh new elastic. So this, I mean, we put a lot of pressure on this elastic. They won't last very long. All right, so we're going to bend this over. And we'll see if we can get this to hook in here. My voice is a little crackly because I have a bit of a cold. Okay, so we lock that in with this rounded over piece. And this is locked in on this side by another rounded over piece. And there's a couple of plates in there. Doesn't matter how you attach it to your swing arm, but you want to make sure there's no way for that elastic to get out. Okay, because if it can get out, there's going to be a lot of force here, and it's just going to not transfer the force into the swing arm like you want. Okay, so this is the really tricky part, is getting the elastic through these holes. So we're just going to take them off. We're going to try to feed our elastic through, and you notice the elastic is doubled up, so it makes it extra thick. So give it a push. I'm just using a rod to give it a push. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. I'll move the lamp around. Does that help you at all? Okay, so we're trying to get that in. Push it, push it, push it. Might take some work. This is the most challenging bit of getting this catapult designed to work. Getting this elastic in there. Once you get it out on the other side, right, you see it there? You don't want to lose it. So you take your rod and you're going to put it through both loops like that. This camera doesn't like to focus right now, but there you go. You can see it, the rod through both loops, okay? Now, even harder, we're going to try to do this on the other side. And this is going to be really tricky, okay? There's a lot of tension already on that elastic. So let's see if we can get this. I don't know. I wonder if we can fish it through this way. We put our rod through the elastic first and see if we can just get it to go all the way through that way. I don't know. It's an experiment. We'll try. We will try. So we'll push it through. You won't find this technique in any Lego manual, I'll tell you that much. I think maybe our elastic might be too tight already to get it in there, but we're going to try it again. Keep going. Keep pushing, just like we did on the other side. All right. Taking some effort. Oh, it came out. This is not easy. If you're a little kid, you might want to try to get your parents to do this for you. Although they might curse you. This is tricky. All right. Almost through. Almost. Almost. We're almost there. I got one side through. You can see already how much energy is going to be stored in this catapult with this elastic because it's already tight. Oh, we're close. Don't give up on it. See, we're coming out. Sometimes you need a lot of patience, especially when you're building off the instructions. There we go. I got one side out. See if I can get the other one. Oh, I think we did it. Oh, we got it. We got it. There. Woo! That took some effort. Okay. Now, see how tight that is? That's what we want. We want it tight. This won't bend those rods, but there's a lot of force behind it. Now, we got to pull these and get it on. Okay. See what we got? Okay. We're getting there. Now we want to make sure that these two sides don't just twist together. So we're going to put a crossbar in there. And the crossbar is actually two purposes. It's going to stop the swing arm up here. Because if we let the swing arm just keep moving all the way through its motion, it actually wouldn't throw the object. We need it to stop where we want it so that the projectile goes on the arc that we want it to go on, right? So it's going to come up here, bang, and then stop and shoot. Okay, we got that far. Now we got to put our pin in. Okay, so if you look through here, you can see that it's hollow. Okay, so our pin is going to fit in there. On the bottom is just two plates, two Technic 1x1 bricks, another plate, and another just a small slope. That small slope is so that we can connect this up. Okay, so we'll do that. Now we can take a 1x4 plate, put it on there. Oh, I grabbed the wrong one. That one. We have these jumpers here so that this will line up. The reason I put this one on jumpers was because if I put it too far back or too far forward, it would be the wrong angle of attack for the swing arm. We wouldn't get the distance that we wanted. I think I'm missing something on this side. I'm missing a plate. Where did that go now? Did I possibly, when I tear it apart, it was stuck on my arm. Oh my goodness. All right. All right, and that one. Okay, so we got two jumpers on that, jumper on here, so all those should match up. We put a 1x6, another 1x6 plate. Okay, and that locks all that together. Now, you can see these pins. Maybe. Try this again. There we go. See that pin? Okay, it's just a gray pin. Gray means it doesn't hold friction, and then we don't need it to hold friction. So pop that in one side. Pop the other one in the other side. And what those are going to do is stop these rods from acting like a propeller and spinning. Because we're going to start twisting this more until we get a lot of tension. Because if we tried to fire this now, well, it's not going to do much. So we need to make sure that we get a lot of tension on that so that this wants to fly forward. Let's see. I'm going to tension a little bit. All I'm doing is turning this rod and this slope. The reason I put this slope here is because that's going to help me twist it around. See, when I twist it, it moves it forward a bit. Then we just pull it out, snap it around that pin. Okay, and you see the swing arm, it's starting to want to come forward, right? We want to twist this as much as possible. And this is how the very first catapults were designed. And the same goes for ballistas, if you've ever heard of them. Oh, we went the wrong way with that one. We got to go opposite ways, right? You understand why? Because if you went the same way on both sides, then we'd be releasing the tension, and we don't want that. We want to build up the tension. Now we see the tension starting to build up, right? That's just from that elastic holding it. Okay, so we keep going. You need to twist this a lot. I'm untwisting it again. There we go. And I'm going to put this 1x4 plate in too, just to lock that in. You can already see, if you look closely, that these two sides are starting to pull together. I don't know if you can see that or not. I think my light's in a bad spot for you. There we go. Maybe that'll be better. Okay. So we can see these two already starting to pull together as we're twisting. Twist and twist and twist and twist. And this is why the elastic gets worked real quick. Right? So we got it. Oh. Twist and twist and twist. Want to get a lot of power behind this. This twisting takes a while. Originally, they would have had to keep turning and turning this every time they fired, but when we're done, we won't have to. Now, was I untwerking that? I was untwerking that. Oh my goodness. So don't worry if you do it. You just have to twist again, twist again, twist again. Keep twisting. This takes a while. Just be patient. You only have to do this once. Of course, if you build another one of these, then you got to do it again. But don't worry about that. Okay. Are we getting there? Oh, it's starting to... You see how that elastic is starting to twist up on itself? Right? It's starting to bunch. That's what we want. We want it to bunch a lot. The more we can get that to bunch, the more power we got in that catapult. I know this takes a little while. It might... There, okay. And if we release that pin right now, this thing would spin a lot. So we're not going to do that. Because I spent a long time twisting this. I don't want to twist it anymore. Okay. It's starting to pull together a lot. You can see this. See that? Okay. We're going to let her go. And see how much we got behind it. So we'll put our wheels on. And then we'll get a flaming ammo. So this will be basically the size that you would have. Here, I'll tilt it up a bit. There. That'd be the size you have for like a minifig scale. See how much that pops up in the back? It's got a little bit of firepower. So I want you to notice one more thing before we fire it. And that's how the end of this swing arm is built. You see there's a hinge brick here. And then there's a hinge plate. That's going to keep the basket sturdy. And then we have a bracket. And we have a little spot just to put our finger and pull back. All right. So pull that down. Put this through our pinholes. That becomes our firing pin now. Okay. And then we're going to load our ammunition. This is some sort of flaming projectile. Greek fire, we'll call it. Let's see her go. There's not a lot of power behind it. If we twisted that elastic more and more, we'd get more power behind it. So there you go. There's the first. Oh, then we had a misfire. That can happen too. So this is called a torsion arm catapult because we have torqued or twisted that elastic. So the more torque we give it, the stronger it will be. Bang. Okay, so that's our first one done. That one's not too complicated, although getting that elastic in is not so easy. The next one, quite a bit easier. We're going to have to tilt this up a bit some more. So this one just broke. That's what we call a mechanical failure. So we have our cross member up here, and you'll see when this hits it, it starts pulling up on that side. And you keep whacking that, that's going to snap off. Now, there is a way to fix that, and I didn't do it on purpose because I wanted to show you what happens if you keep whacking that cross beam and you don't secure it properly. Okay, put this back up. Now, we're going to tear this apart. I should have left it apart anyways. But this one, you notice, is quite a bit bigger than the other one. It's quite a bit taller. And I even put legs on this so that we can get it really bent back far and whack it, okay? So we'll pull it off. You'll see that the elastic is twisted again. And I did that to make the elastic stronger, actually. But I think we'll put a new elastic on this one, too. Because I'm sure this one doesn't have as much power as it did the other day. So let's take this apart. And the very first thing you're going to notice is, unlike our first catapult, this one has an axle. Because this one is not a torsion arm catapult. This is a tension arm catapult. And tension is just like pulling. Okay? Where torsion is twisting, tension is pulling. Okay, we'll take these big chunks off. Take the legs off. All right. Put that over there. Now move this down again so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, we have a couple more bricks here we're going to take off. You see this is still together? Okay. And this is the trick to this catapult right here, that little pin. Okay, then we're going to pull this out. See, we got to feed another one through. So this elastic is not nearly in as bad shape as the other one, because the other one we were twisting it a lot. This one, not so bad, right? You could keep using this time and again and again. In fact, we could probably put it back on this one. I think we'll do that. Okay. So same idea as before with this hole. You need somewhere for that elastic to feed through, but that won't let it out. That won't let it loose. We want to build up as much energy as we can to fire this thing. There we go. We got our elastic in. I'm going to talk about this arm again. I beefed this arm up considerably over the other one because this arm actually takes quite a bit more stress than the other arm did Because you saw when it whacks, it hits. It hits hard. So I wanted to make sure that it was strong enough that it wouldn't just wobble and snap. Again, the same thing with the hinge brick, the hinge plate, the bracket, that little handhold that we have. Okay, so that part of the arm is the same. Here we have our Technic brick with a pinhole. Okay, so let's see. Do I remember how this goes back together? Do you remember how it goes back together? I think I got it. Okay. So we're going to start at the base again. We got our legs. Okay. We're going to take another plate, put that on. So we have a 6x8 plate, an 8x8 plate raised up a bit. These plates here are just making it more sturdy. And they're also going to give us a nice flat spot for that to go. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to connect the elastic up to here. Okay. And the elastic's going to just be gripped onto that. And that's going to give us all of our strength. So if we don't have this fastened down really firmly, it'll just let go and we won't have the strength that we need to fire the catapult. So you got to make sure this is down really tight and that it can't move at all. So we put a couple bricks on top of that. Okay. And we're going to put these onto the side. Now we got lots of clutch power. You see, that's not going to move. That's solid. The whole base is really solid. When you're dealing with catapults, you're dealing with a lot of force. So you need things that are really solid. If you've ever seen pictures of the old catapults, they had a lot of structure to them. Okay. So we're going to put this. I'm trying to remember how we had this. We had it like this, correct? Or we have it the other way around? No, we had it like that. Okay. So we're going to have these in front, these Technic bricks. We're going to feed the elastic through this hole, just like we did on the other one, except we're only going to be feeding it one direction through because it's going to, the elastic's going to be coming down and through this hole and hooking on to that pin, remember? All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to mount our swing arm back onto. So we got these bushings to hold the axle in place. Okay, these two little things on either side. Those are called bushings. Okay, and we got to remember how we're doing this. So our swing arm's going to go there. Okay, looks good. And we want our elastics to go over top of where our pivot point is going to be. And that's really important because if we had it up here, if we had our pivot point behind where our axle is, or in front of where our axle is, we wouldn't get as much strength. If we put it behind, it's going to loop over that pivot point and it's going to want to pull the arm forward even further. If you can mount that elastic even further back, you even get more force. Okay. Now we put our other bushing on. I think I might have, yeah. Did I go wide enough with that? I think I went wide enough with that. Okay. Oh, I see what I did right now. Put those on backwards. Just hold on for a second. Twist those around. Okay. Put our bushing back on. And we had one more bushing here. That went AWOL on me. they like to run away. There should be one more. I think we'll be all right without it. I think it went rolling or it stuck on my arm or something. All right. Now, let's see if we can get this elastic through those. This should be a trick. This should be a trick. We might have to take those arms off again and see if we can do it a different way. Because I have a funny feeling this is going to be very, very, very tricky. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, put that on and that on. Okay. The reason I took that off was so I can have lots of room to get around in here so I can pull that elastic through. And then we'll try to attach it there, which is fun as well. A lot of fun parts to this. Building catapults is not easy. Okay, we're going to take our elastic. Oh, of course it would snap. Of course it would. We're going to grab our firing pin from our other catapult, and we can use that. Sorry if you can't see this. Just like the other one, it's really tricky to get it through, but we can. We can. I just realized something. When I did this before, I didn't have the elastic doubled up. So this is going to have a whole lot more force if we can get this done. But keep pushing it. It'll come out. Oh, it's tight though. It is tight. We almost got it. Is that it? That's it. Ah! Another mechanical failure. When you're pushing the limits of engineering, these things happen. Well, I don't even know where all this came from. Okay. Oh boy. We broke something good. Oh, that's the bottom of our swing arm. Okay. Okay. So I think tried to force it too much. We're just going to go with a single strand through. That'll make it a bit easier. And don't worry about failure. We do a lot of experimenting. And sometimes we get things right and sometimes we get things wrong. But don't worry about it because every failure is going to teach you something. And I just was taught not to double up the elastic when I'm doing this. Because bad things could happen. All right, there we go. See how much easier that was? Yeah. I hear you. Okay. Bring that little pencil there. Just had to move the camera for a second. Okay. And here we are. Now I'm going to hold that again with this pin so that we don't lose it. And I'm going to take it, push those down really tight, okay? And I'm just going to start twisting it again. You don't have to twist this one as much as you did with the other one, but you still want to get it nice and twisted because that'll make the elastic a little bit shorter, and the shorter we can get the elastic, the better. Okay, so this is another tricky part. We want to get that on the pin. Okay, So you see in there that the elastic is fed through here and it's on that pin. Now, oh, right. Now, I didn't lose a bushing. I thought I lost a bushing, but this bushing went on there. And the reason I put that bushing on that pin is to make sure that our elastic doesn't get loose at all. Okay. Put that side back on. Oh, we're getting, uh-oh, did we mount this backwards? We might have mounted it backwards. Easy fix. With everything getting destroyed, I made a boo-boo, but that's okay. Boo-boos are okay. Let's see how we're supposed to fix this. There we go. One more twist, that's all it needed. One more twist. There. Not a big deal. Now, we're gonna see how want those the opposite direction because we'll have our stop arm too close to where this is going to swing. Now, holy cow, that has a lot of tension right now. Like, wow. See? All right. I'll get this on that. I did something wrong. I don't know what I did wrong, but I did something wrong. I have a funny feeling that this was supposed to go back here. Ha-ha! The great thing about Lego is you can always take it apart. So we're going to just take this axle out, move it there. Take this axle out and move it there. And then lock those back into place. And 1 and 2 bushings. Now, there we go. Huh. What's going on now? What's going on now? That shouldn't be doing that. That shouldn't be doing that. So what did I do wrong now? Huh. Do you see what I did wrong? Let's see. I know what I did wrong. I figured it out. I figured it out. I believe this was supposed to be like that. I'm actually sure of it. Unless I'm wrong. Ha ha! Okay, let's see. And that has to go back here. Yeah, that's what we did wrong. See how that has way more clearance back there? It was not in this right spot before. So we'll get our bushing back on. There we go. There we go. See? Okay. Lift this up for you. Okay. So here we go. We got our catapult again. Okay. Let's find our flaming projectile. We have our flaming projectile. Are we ready to launch? 3, 2, 1. Oh. And 3, 2, 1. Oh. That has a lot more power than the other one. And if we kept twisting this elastic or got a shorter and heavier elastic, we could make this a lot stronger. Okay. Now for the main event. We've played with elastics. Now we're going to play with counterweights. Tilt you up again so you can see. Oh my goodness, you can't even see the whole thing. This thing is a monster. Before I even tear this apart, I want to show you how powerful it is. Okay, here we go. I'm a little scared to tear this apart. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. So that thing shoots a brick about 30 feet. It's got some power behind it. So, first of all, I'm going to talk about the swing arm. Get this all tore apart. Tore it apart. Tore apart, I guess, would be better than tear apart. Okay. All right, here we go. This is a, I don't think it might be called Technic. It is a battery pack. You can buy these from Lego. Usually they power something. Today, we're using it as a dummy weight. You can use dead batteries if you want. It doesn't matter. But we need the weight behind it. This is what's going to be sending stuff flying through the air. Our swing arm is really simple. Okay. It's just a bunch of Technic beams. They're linked together. We have our pivot near the very back of it. It's not even close to where it's going to be balanced. Because we have a really long swing arm. And that's key for getting stuff flying. This is going to be mounted in the middle, right here, okay, to that beam. So we're going to put that back on first. And it's just got a couple bushings on either side to hold it in place. This axle was bent before I used it, so it's not from using it on the trebuchet that it was bent. I just didn't want to put a good axle on it and then have it actually get bent by the trebuchet because I didn't know how much force this thing would make. So we got our swing arm and our battery pack, or counterweight. Counterweight, all that means is it's heavier on one side than it is on the other. Okay, so these are our supports. And when you pin these together sideways, you have enough space to put in 2 1x4 bricks and then a plate. And that locks it together. This won't move. Okay? If we look up at this one, we have 2 1x4 Technic bricks, just with the 3 holes. I did have these up here, and that was to hold it together. But I realized after a while I didn't need those. That was too much. Okay? So these, that's a 1x6 on the side. Technic brick. Okay? So that locks in like that to the base. Same thing, 5 holes. Oh, there we go. 5 holes apart. If you line them up like that, you just have to put two bricks and a plate, and that'll hold it together firm. You don't need to go crazy with the structure. Okay, we got a lot of firmness in that. These 2 sides are just held together by pins and then a couple of plates, and the plates just act to keep the spacing. Right, and this is more than enough to keep it sturdy. Once you get the other axle in there, this won't budge at all. The other thing is, you'll notice that in the front, here, in the front is much longer than the back. Because when we get a whole lot of energy going and moving in one direction, it's going to want to tilt forward. So if we didn't have this in the front longer than it was in the back, we would just tip everything over, especially when we're dealing with that great big counterweight. Because this counterweight weighs more than the whole thing put together. It's really heavy. All right. So this one, we're going to slot in. Okay. The pivot point is right in the middle for this. Okay, and then we put 2 bushings on. Why 2? Again, this is a lot of force. You want to make sure it's not going to budge. All right. And then we put this plate on here. And plates have a lot of strength, especially when they're mounted on all sides. So we have this open cavity where our axle goes through, but all the other sides are locked in. Same on this side. Put that in, and that's going to lock the whole thing in. It's actually a very simple design, but it's really strong. And when you see this thing fly, you'll understand. We're going to make a minifig fly here in a minute. Okay. So I'm going to just dry fire, it's called. Okay, no payload in it. I wanted to show you this, just to prove my point that if we didn't put something in the front that's longer, it would just flip over. Okay, so put these plates in again. Okay, put the plate in back there and just watch what happens. See, all of our energy was lost in the rocking. I'm actually surprised that it's standing up. Up. And there we go. Okay. So that's why we put the front in longer. I just wanted to show you. Fix it back up. And there we go. And there we go. And put the plates in to hold the position. Okay. We ready to fire this? Let's see. I think there's a minifig somewhere that needs to go for a fly. So, oh, here we go. We got a volunteer. And don't forget, make sure he always has his helmet on. You don't want him to hurt his head during this. Okay, here we go. So first I'm going to throw him at this screen. And then, let's see. Might have to change where you're positioned so that you can see it better. Let's see. Let's see. Where are we? There. Okay, give me a second. We'll get you up in the air a bit. And everything falls everywhere. And the camera goes crazy. You having a good ride? I hope so. Okay, there we go. You get that tilted down enough. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that. This is what makes live so fun. Okay. When we pull it back, we're just going to hold it with our thumb. We're going to load it. This is fun. Wait for it. All right, here we go. One more time. Poor minifig. Oh, misfire. Too excited. Okay, here we go. And launch. Yep, he went flying. Okay, we're going to try to throw him across the room. Are you ready for this? Put his visor back on. His visor popped off. Okay. Okay, here we go. We're going to turn this around. Get my screen out of the way. Just give me a second. Here we go. Let's see if you can see this. Oh, yeah. Let me get my lamp out of the way here. You see that? All right. He's going to go across the room. I'll change your perspective here in a second. You can see how far he flies. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, launch! Oh, he just went into Heart Lake City. Let's move you over here. Okay, there's Heart Lake City. You ready for this? We'll count it down. 3, 2, 1, launch! All right. Well, that was all I had for you today. So I pull you up here a bit. There we go. We'll get the computer up here so I can talk to you. Whoa, we're riding around again. It'd be really nice to have 2 cameras, wouldn't it? Totally would. There we go. That's my psycho face. Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't run away yet. All right. I hope you learned something. I hope it was fun. I know it's a little bit tedious, especially getting those elastics in. But I would love to see you take that knowledge and maybe make your own catapult design. See if you can come up with something, maybe something that can throw further than this. I would be really impressed with that if you could do that. Okay, so until next week, happy building. If you love this video and you want to see more like this, hit the thumbs up. I need to know if there was things that I can improve. Tell me, because I won't know if nobody tells me. Right? Right, exactly. So I had lots of fun. I hope you had fun. I hope to see you here next week. Have a good one. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.